All right, 97.7 Outlaw Radio FM listeners, you already know what time it is. Tonight we have a phenomenal individual, up-and-coming rising star, and a very talented one at that, that is definitely going to take the hip-hop nation by storm. But we got the one and only City the Great live on the line. How are you doing this evening?
I'm great, Peace. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. How's everything on your end, man? I know 2020 was off to a rocky start, but it seems like, across North America, things are starting to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, things a little. I mean, it's getting better over here, but I never stopped my. I never let it stop my grind. I felt like 2020 actually motivated a lot of things that wouldn't be taking place this year if 2020 didn't happen the way it did. So.
But the one thing I gotta ask you, man, like jumping into this interview, man, because I know you're a busy guy and whatnot, but I gotta ask you, man, like, what made you decide to get into the music industry, man? Because I know you have such a rich hip hop background, man. So I was really wondering, like, what sparked the amazing career of City the Great?
You know what it was? It was the fact that well, at the time I was basically like raised inside of the culture. You know what I'm saying? And at that point in my life, when I was a kid, there was a lot of things going on around me, and that kind of kept me afloat. Whether it was writing, whether it was, freestyling and everything else. So, seeing certain groups like NWA on TV kind of motivated me. You know what I'm saying? It kind of sparked me like, damn, that's what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So, it was definitely seeing the artists that were the big artists at that time kind of initiated me into pushing for it being a career.
And I also read as well, man, that, I could tell, when you said NWA influenced you, man, I gotta say, I can most definitely see that coming by the next question, man. At the age of 9, you actually wrote your very first song, and it's actually titled Fuck School. I was wondering, man, what actually made you decide at the age of 9 to write that song? Because obviously, every kid hates school, but there must be a story behind why you created Fuck School. And of course, man, did you ever get the opportunity to record it at such a young age?
Alright, so I never got to record it. Actually, what happened was I used to just freestyle more or less than anything. You know what I'm saying? I wrote rhymes, but they were more poetry. So when I was watching at the time, we had something called the jukebox. A lot of people from New York know about that station. And the jukebox was like you could call in and order whatever videos. You know what I'm saying? It was videos all day. So when Fuck the Police came out, I was like, oh yeah, I was feeling it. But then at the same time, for school, it was like I did a lot of switching to schools. And I was always like, I was always the smallest dude out there. You know what I mean? So, not saying it was a Napoleon complex, but you had a lot of people back then that would try to try you. And I was feeling that certain type of way about school at the moment. So I was like, I'm about to try to write a rap. And I started writing that to that beat. You know what I'm saying? To that beat, to that instrumental, actually.
I gotta say, man, that's absolutely phenomenal, man. You know what I mean? And I'm not gonna lie, man, that's an anthem for every single individual that actually just goes to school, man. I wish I had a song like that when I went to school, man. Just blast that through the halls.
Yeah, I asked whooping for my mom came with that, though, she found it.
Well, you know what? At the end of the day, I think parents always find something that like kids that then weren't allowed to have. You know what I mean? Too bad she didn't find it a little bit later after you actually found a friend at school that you know what I mean that had like a little Fisher Price recorder, man. Because that would be really cool to actually put on a mixtape or something.
Yeah. Actually, we used to later on, like when I was about like 11 to 12, me and my cousins used to do that. We get a whole bunch of instrumentals, and we had like these little Sony radios, and we sit them next to each other and sit there recording. One radio would be recording, the other one would be playing instrumental, and we used to do mixtapes like that and shit. You know what I mean?
And also, man, speaking of mixtapes, man, You're actually your very first mixtape was actually titled "In the Belly of the Beast," man, back in 2011. And I was wondering, man, could you tell us a bit more about that mixtape? And is it still floating around the internet to actually be streamed today?
All right, so yeah, it's actually on YouTube. You can find it on YouTube. Now that mixtape, it was interesting because the title, at the time, "In the Belly of the Beast," that's how I was feeling. You know what I'm saying? I was feeling like, you know, like life situations and the state of hip hop at the time. Like there's a lot of weird stuff going on, and there's just a lot of different entities as well as what was going on in the environment I was living in. So, all of that boiled into one. That's when I came up with that title, "In the Belly of the Beast." You know what I'm saying? Because I felt like I was in the belly of the beast, like it was swallowing me whole. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I did that. I did that mixtape. It was more of an expression of what was going on, at that time.
And I gotta say as well, man, one thing I miss about hip hop, man, is the mixtapes, man. I remember back when I was in high school, man, I was always searching through Dat Piff and my mixtapes for the hottest mixtapes, man. And I know times change, and I know I gotta get with them, but I don't know, man. What's your take on that? Do you actually wish mixtapes would come back, or do you think that should be a thing of the past?
Now, I think that mixtapes should definitely come back because I feel like mixtapes is where you get to see that artist like his their true element. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like an album is more made for a commercial audience and everything, and they want to appease everyone. But mixtapes is more that raw, like hunger. I actually revisited the mixtape scene last year during COVID. I dropped a 5-song mixtape on Spotify. The difference was this one wasn't, on that Piff or live mixtapes or any of that stuff. This one was straight to like Spotify and iTunes and everything else. We did some amazing numbers on it too. Damn near 300 to 400K like in the first month and a half. So it was definitely a blessing.
And I gotta say as well, you know what I mean? Like I said, I really do think they should come back myself as well, man. Because, like, if you still look on Dat Piff, there is still some good mixtapes on the website as well. But obviously they're outdated and a little old. But it's still good to go back to the archives and see what you can find.
I mean, I think that even if they brought it over to the like what I did, you know what I'm saying? Bring it over to the other side. You know what I'm saying? Bring the mixtapes over to Spotify and all that. You know what I'm saying? Switch it up a little bit. You know.
And also, in 2013, you actually released the project titled "Carry the Casket," which was actually presented by DJ Bad. I was wondering, how did yourself and DJ Bad get connected? And of course, what was it like working with him on that project?
Oh yeah, DJ Bad, we still work together. We got something actually cooking. That's gonna be dropping in later on this year. But yeah, DJ Bad actually, I had released a mixtape called "My Time to Shine," and at that time I was working with this producer over at Interscope, and I was kind of about to leave the whole mixtape situation alone, right? And so that was "My Time to Shine" was supposed to be my last mixtape. DJ Bad heard the mixtape and reached out to me, like, "Yo, this is fire. We should do something. We should work." You know what I'm saying? So I did a joint for Bad's, one of Bad's mixtapes that that was dropping at that time, and then we went on to discussing working on a full project, which turned into a series of projects. But that's how we came up with that whole situation. You know what I'm saying?
And I gotta say as well, man, I am most definitely looking forward to that new project that yourself and DJ Bad have cooking. And I know you probably can't really let too many cats out of the bag, but when we're just on the topic of it, man, what can our listeners expect come the end of the year when that project drops to the general public?
Oh man. Well, all right. So this is the thing. So there's 2 projects. I'm dropping 2 projects this year. You know what I'm saying? And one of them is an album that I'm releasing, under the Big Homie Special Ed's label, Acid the Artist, you know what I'm saying? And the other is gonna be the mixtape with DJ Bad. Put it like this, one is gonna be uh, something for everybody, and the mixtape with Bad is gonna be, for the hip hop heads. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be strictly for the hip hop heads. It's gonna be more based on content, substance, and everything like that. But basically, we're gonna try some new things with the whole lyrical aspect. You know what I mean?
Hey, Mills definitely sounds like a phenomenal project, man.
Thanks.
And also, man, taking you back a little bit more, man, your first album, which I have to say is absolutely phenomenal, is actually titled The Journal. And I was wondering, man, because I was sitting back giving that a listen earlier on today, man. I just ask you, what's the story and inspiration behind that phenomenal record? Because just the name itself already tells a story.
Okay, so The Journal, yeah. So what happened was that was my first time doing a solo album. I was initially part of a group called MIA, which was stood for Militant Industry Action, and at that time we were in the mix of signing to Sony Records. Unfortunately, that didn't work out because my partner that was in the group ended up getting into some legal trouble. So therefore, at that time, Sony was only looking for the big thing in hip hop at that time was just groups. So I had linked up with a producer who had his own studio and everything like that, and we cut The Journal, and I basically dedicated that to my parents. Rest in peace. I dedicated that project to them. You know what I'm saying? It was just a journal into my life. Like that's what that was based on.
And also, as well, you were actually signed to Special Ed's label, Semi Records, and I was wondering, man, can you tell us a bit more about that? And of course, how did yourself and Special Ed actually get connected?
Alright, so I've been rocking with Ed for a while now, so how we got in link is his first cousin is my homeboy, real close friend of mine, you know what I'm saying? And when he came home from doing a bid, he was like, yo, your shit is fire, I want to link you with my cousin Special Ed. And I'm like, yo. At the time, I'm like, yeah, all right, bro. Like, Special Ed's not your cousin. Like, what's the odds? That's how I was looking at it. You know what I mean? So, basically what happened was he was with Ed at BB King's for this birthday bash that Funkmaster Flex does every year and books Ed, along with a whole other, elite group. And they were backstage, and my homeboy let Ed and a few others, I think Dials Effects and a few other people, he let him hear one of my songs, you know what I'm saying? And he was feeling it. So he put us in link that way. He gave me Ed's number. I called Ed, we chopped it up, and the rest is history. Like he gave me a few tests, you know what I mean? And I was obviously able to pass those tests. And he's signed me under his label, and we making some moves. This year is going to be a Semi Records year for sure. You know what I'm saying?
And I gotta say as well, man, just being able to work alongside an East Coast hip-hop legend like Special Ed, man, must be such a surreal time for you, no matter how many times you're in the studio together, man. Like, I had the opportunity to interview him as well recently, and he's such a humble individual, man, for, like, everything he has done for hip-hop. Man, he is probably one of the most humblest individuals I've probably ever encountered.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's a humbling experience, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm at a place right now in this journey where everything is a blessing. I take everything for, as it comes. And working with Ed has definitely been a blessing because I've learned so much about, the business side of this. You know what I'm saying? Between him and even Buck 3000, Buck 3000 was formerly of Murder Inc. That was my engineer at one point, and I still, off and on work with Buck, but I'm working with another engineer right now. That's part of my team, Certified Nation. You know what I'm saying? And, Bash, he's over in Jordan. He's across seas right now. But yeah, Ed a lot of information that is needed for his artists, you know what I'm saying, and how to succeed and just staying humble. You know, when you grew up listening to somebody, right, and they were of your top tier MCs, you know what I mean, that inspired you, being able to work with them is definitely a humbling moment. You know what I mean?
And also as well, aside from being signed to Special Ed, man, you actually own your own company as well, and you were and sorry, titled Certified Nation Entertainment LLC. I was wondering, man, can you tell us a bit more about that? And of course, what services do you offer to the general public?
Okay, so Certified Nation Entertainment. I mean, aside from having our own roster, but it's a bunch of industry professionals who know the game very well, and we're basically, you know, just trying to spread information and knowledge because, you know, that's what these artists that's coming up now. Like, I was once one of those artists that was coming up that didn't have the information, and then that can lead to, you know, a bumpy road. That's our way of giving back to the culture. But the services we provide professional mixing and mastering. We provide, you know, videography. We provide PR services, graphic designs. We have a clothing brand, a few different clothing brands, but the main one being Write Your Own History. And the slogan is Write Your Own History before someone else writes it for you. We also have consultations, it's just a wide array of things, features, if you want to get booked for interviews on shows, we have a lot of different things that we're offering on our website at, certifiednationentertainment.com. You know what I mean?
And also as well, man, you have done some amazing work with producer Mizzy Beats on the mixtape Reloaded, man. I was wondering, how'd yourself and Mizzy get connected? And of course, did you guys have any current projects in the works as well?
So Mizzy, we met, talented producer from Philly. We met online because one of his beats, I heard one of his beats, and I reached out to him because I wanted to purchase the beat. And then I'm listening to it, and I'm like, yo, what would you think about doing a whole project? You know what I'm saying? And he was with it. You know what I'm saying? He was with it. And basically from there, we had a good relationship. You know what I'm saying? I took a hiatus for a little while, for probably about a year or so, because I was getting some, life things in order or whatever. But I'm probably most definitely trying to reach out to him, trying to do something with him this year because we haven't worked together in a while. We've been in touch, but we haven't worked together, Definitely there may be something on the album or the mixtape. Never know,
Hey, man, most definitely. But also, man, in 2020, you actually dropped a brand new record as well, man. And I gotta say, man, this record is absolutely phenomenal, man. So I'm gonna let you tell our listeners all about it, man. And of course, where can we actually snag ourselves some copies?
You talking about Why Not? So yeah, 2020 we dropped Why Not. That's actually that was a mixtape. That was a whole mixtape. It was five song mixtape. Of course, hosted by DJ Bad. You can actually find it on any streaming platform. You can find it on YouTube, Amazon, Spotify, Tidal, Pandora, anywhere that you stream music. You can find the Why Not project. It was titled Why Not because we had some big plans for 2020 in the beginning of the year that Ed had for us, and COVID got in the way, so I looked at it. I dropped the mixtape. I put together the mixtape to kind of vent about about the hold up that COVID created. But something beautiful came out of it. Yeah, man, they titled it Why Not because we looked at it like, why not drop this? You know what I'm saying? Actually, this project dropping this year with DJ Bad is going to be the follow up to that project.
And I gotta ask you as well, man. Other than the new project you have with DJ Bad, what is next for you, man? Because I know you have a lot of amazing projects that's already been released, and I know you have a lot of stuff cooking in the oven as well right now. So if there's anything I missed during this interview, man, let our listeners know, man. Like,
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I said, I got this the album, The Final Testament, that'll be dropping. Semi Records, that'll be dropping this year. The projected release date is July 21st. That's subject to change. But there's a lot of amazing features to be on there. You know what I'm saying? I can't let too much out of the bag, but there's a lot of amazing features from both sides of the board, from the Certified Nation Entertainment team, as well as other major teams. You know what I'm saying? And this is going to be, I'm giving a lot in this one. I need my all for this one because, I feel like I can't give my listeners anything less. I got to give them, I try to make each one better. You know what I'm saying? So, you can definitely look forward to that this year. As well as other things that the big homie has cooking that I can't, I can't speak on right now, but just stay tuned. You know what I mean? Stay tuned, definitely.
and also, City, this is the time in the interview, man, that I give a chance for the individual that slides into the radio station airwaves, just a chance to give shoutouts to whomever they want to give shoutouts to, but most of all, man, your social media handles. That way our listeners can follow you and stay updated on everything City the Great if they're not already doing so.
Indeed. Well, you can follow me on Instagram at City the Great, and once again, that's CITYTHEGREAT. City the Great on there. City the Great on Facebook, on Twitter, City the Great _. If you're looking for me on any platform or on YouTube, you can subscribe to my channel, or you can find me anywhere else, City the Great. You know what I'm saying? Definitely.
And I gotta say, ladies and gentlemen, either you follow him or you most definitely will regret it, man. I gotta say, City, thank you so much, man, for just taking a little bit of your time this evening and taking over the Canadian airwaves. It's an honor and most definitely a privilege, and hopefully down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm always open to that, man. I just want to thank you. Yeah, I did want to give some shout-outs, but I definitely want to thank you first. I want to thank you for having this platform, allowing me on this platform, and a shout-out to Outlaw Radio, definitely. I definitely want to give a shout-out to my team, Certified Nation Entertainment, and that's Bishop Burns, King Bash, It's Only Right, Samantha Lavelle, James Taylor, J-Rod, Defiant, man, I feel like Pen Game Classic, it's a lot, but the whole Certified Nation Entertainment team, the Lion Palm Twins, all that, I definitely got to give a big shout-out to the big homie Special Ed, you know what I mean, Semi Records, and everybody listening in, you know what I mean? So, and everybody doing what they got to do for the culture to uplift it and not bring it down and destroy it. So that's all my shout-outs, but definitely much love to you, bro, for, allowing me here and giving me this opportunity and this platform to speak on, as well as other artists that come on here,
Hey, man, you are most certainly welcome, man. I'm just sick of that skinny jean, bubblegum, latex wearing hip-hop, man. So, you know what I mean? I can't even call it hip-hop, man. So I miss real hip-hop, man, and that's what I want to do. I want to help preserve the hip-hop culture and help spark the word that there is still real hip-hop here. It just, you really have to dig for it, unfortunately, nowadays.
Yeah, that's true, but you know what? I think that, like I said, and that's some of the stuff that, the gimmicks that have taken place in the culture the past few years, you know what I'm saying? That's what Certified Nation is built on. I think it's just a bunch of people who got misinformed and, they fell into the wave and got sucked into the gimmick and fit in the envelope. Instead of just being true, just be yourself, you know what I'm saying? Nothing sells better than yourself. There's nothing you can represent better than yourself, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's what it all boils down to, information. Like these dudes that's making these records and the people, a lot of times it's like, too, if you hear the same record enough, it's gonna, even if it's trash, you're gonna start singing it. You're gonna start. So, we gotta kind of, start supporting the people. We need to start supporting more of platforms like yours and others. You know what I'm saying? And tuning into that hear some real music. You know what I'm saying?
Hey man, most definitely. I just gotta say, man, speak a little louder on that one, man, so people in the rafters can hear it, brother. But I gotta say though, City, thank you so much again, man. I hope you have yourself a wonderful night, and man, anytime you need anything, man, don't hesitate to reach out. We can get you right back on the platform. You just holla at me and we'll give me the word, and we can make it a reality.
Oh yeah, perfect. Same here, brother. Same here. Thank you again, though, for having me.
You're most certainly welcome, man. Have yourself a wonderful night.
You too. All right, one.